Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This is NewsMakers, and I'm Mike Briggs. We come to you every Wednesday and get you up to date on news or political candidates or people that make and change the news. And you know, right now there's a lot of talk going on about guns and gun laws and what's going on with that. And you know, our local news does not report on it that much. We don't know. Sometimes these things sneak up on us. I've asked an expert to come on. His name is Todd Cotta. He's in Hanford. And Todd, can you hear us okay?
Loud and clear.
Good. Now, tell us what's going on. They had this settlement with Remington. Is that right?
Well, you know, recently we've had a lot of news stuff in the media. And about 3 weeks ago, there was a huge $73 million settlement with the Sandy Hook community regarding Remington firearms. And it, on its face, it looks very, suspicious. But when you look into it more, it becomes even scarier. Things like the federal government has protections against manufacturers that when people incorrectly use the items that they sell, they're protected from liability from that stuff.
Yes.
And for years now, the Congress has been trying to figure out a way to repeal that law. And they can't. They really can't. Because, for example, if you're driving a Ford vehicle drunk and you run over a family, you can't sue Ford.
Can't sue Ford. That's right.
Right? Same thing goes for the firearms industry. If you if you make a firearm, distribute the firearm, sell the firearm, then it was used in a crime and killed somebody, that cannot be prosecuted back to the store or the distributor or the manufacturer. It's because it wasn't meant to be used for that purpose.
Right.
Correct?
You're using it for another purpose.
Exactly. Well, when it comes to the Remington settlement, here's how it goes. Remington was promoting youth with guns, was promoting youth sports with guns, was doing these kinds of things, and they're trying to say that was the red herring that made this happen, and it's not. What happens is you had the Sandy Hook shooting several years ago, and at the time there was an insurance company that insured Remington at the time. Now, they said Remington settled. Remington didn't settle. You know why?
No.
Remington's not a company anymore.
Ah.
Remington is gone as of 2018. You will never see another Remington shotgun or Remington pistol because a large buying group bought them out and parted the whole company out. You might see Remington ammunition still, but you will not see any handguns or long guns from Remington anymore.
I'm guessing the insurance company settled?
So, at the time that they dissolved, this claim was still out there. So the insurance company's still on the hook. So now you have this insurance company that's holding the bag for a company that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, boy.
And now we go forward. Now, remember, we talked about this. You cannot sue a manufacturer for the unintended purpose of what the product was made for.
Right.
But here's where it gets very interesting. This insurance company, many of the board members on this insurance company have friends in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Mm-hmm. They have friends in the cabal. They have friends in the NWO. They have all these friends because they're all way up in a lot higher atmosphere than we are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So up there, the circles are much smaller when it comes to the people they know because there's so few of them up there.
Right.
So to end around the federal law, what they've done now is, hey, let's send a message to gun stores, gun distributors, and gun manufacturers, and let's settle this thing, which there was no case.
Right.
If they would have fought it, they would have lost.
Right.
But they settled out of court for $73 million. And what that's doing now is it's making the insurance company for the firearms industry ripple.
Yes.
All the way across.
Right. I bet a lot of industries that produce a product that, if used improperly, could be dangerous.
True. And that opens up the door to auto manufacturers, to blender companies, to refrigerator companies. They couldn't get rid of the federal law, so they figured out a way to get rid of it through financial reasons, just like Fast and Furious, right?
Yes.
Back when Fast and Furious was going on, and I'm not talking about the movies, I'm talking about Biden and
Yeah.
What was his name, the Attorney General. Anyway, when they were shipping guns out of Mexico, remember all
Yes.
that?
Right.
Well, at the same time, the FDA, the banking industry regulators said that you should not allow gun manufacturers or gun sellers to be in your bank. If you do, we could take away your FDIC insurance status.
Wow.
You see how they're end running the Constitution?
Yeah. Right.
You see how they're going around the law?
They're
On
finding a
financial
new way to
side?
their end.
A good friend of mine up in Atwater had to change all of his banks because the FDIC threatened him that they were going to pull their status if they left him on the books.
Wow.
So these are the things that they're doing to us in the gun industry that are in the shadows to take away our gun rates. Because I guarantee you, if they double and triple the insurance rates for guys like me with an indoor range, or for gun stores, or for gun manufacturers, it's going to kill off gun stores all across this country.
They're going to go.
That is their end goal.
They're going to hit them financially, because
Yeah.
what are you going to triple the cost of your gun range usage or triple the cost of guns, things like that.
Yeah, and if my insurance for this building, which is extremely high, triples, I don't know how we're going to make it.
Right. Oh yeah, to triple. Even these restaurants and stuff, if you have to triple your cost, you're done. It
Yeah.
just wipes you out. And we're
Well,
looking
just
at
in this increase of minimum wage with restaurants.
Yeah.
Half the restaurants have closed.
right. They
Don't
had to.
call it the pandemic. Don't blame the pandemic.
Yeah.
Blame what it is.
The-
We have restaurants right here downtown that have only takeout service because they can't afford to have the employees in to run the showroom.
Right. Now, by the way, there's a couple more issues I think you want to bring up. But
Sure.
this one issue, the Remington, where can people go to find out more about this? Because there's nothing in the local news, just that Remington settled. And we think, oh, wow, Remington settled. That was a shocker. But that's not really the story, is it?
Well, right now I'm looking at the CRPA, California Rifle and Pistol Association.
Uh-huh.
That's a great place to go look for things, especially like their new lawsuit against the state of California for our magazine ban. You can go to the FFPPC, which is the firearms, another organization in California that will help you see those kinds of things. Or just Google the Remington settlement and look at friendly websites like NRA or guns.com, and
Right.
they can explain it all to you all over again. It's amazing how people just are not plugged into this thing, and really they only plug in now to either their little social network or the big news. Everything in the
Right.
middle gets lost.
Everything gets lost. And I forgot, because we get a lot of information from Todd Cotta right there at Kingsburg Gun Center. But there's people working on this full time, the NRA and California Rifle and Pistol Association. There's a lot of good groups really working on this stuff, and people could go there for resources.
Other things that are going on in the firearms industry are they are trying to do precursor parts on any gun parts you need. So let's say you have a shotgun and a part breaks on it. You want to buy the part to put it back. You won't be able to buy it or get it shipped to California
Wow.
because it has to be registered with California through a gun store.
Right. Even the parts.
Even the parts now. It is right now currently the gun, which is the receiver part of the gun, has to be registered. Not the not the pins, not the springs, just the part that holds the firing mechanism.
Yeah.
And now what they want to do is take away that right from us to buy inert items.
Now, is this
That are not
state
serialized.
law or federal law or federal regulation?
No, state of California.
Yeah.
State of California. Federal wouldn't dare do this.
Yeah.
You got too many Rust Belt states and too many Midwest states that
Yeah.
would just absolutely go berserk if the feds tried this.
Right.
So they do it the other way with the banking industry and the insurance industry and those kinds of things. This is more specific to California. There are two other items coming up on the California gun issues. One is the magazine ban that came out, has gone through the Ninth Circuit, and now CRPA has petitioned the Supreme Court to see the review, and it looks like it's pretty friendly for gun owners that we can get our standard capacity mags back.
That's it. Yeah.
And that is a nationwide scope because we have states like New York, states like New Jersey, states like Maryland that have Hawaii that have capacity limits, which limits the amount of things we can buy.
Right.
And then their final one would be the ammunition sales law, where you cannot have ammunition shipped to your house from anywhere out of the state or in the state. You have to go to a gun store and either register it or buy it through registration. We have people coming into the store all the time that even law enforcement officers, corrections officers, and people that have just moved to the state would like to buy some ammo. We can't sell it to them.
Right.
Because if you've never purchased a gun in California, you're not in the system, and it will automatically deny you.
Right.
Automatically.
Wow.
So you got to pay $20
to
get a background check done that's only good for 30 days.
My handguns I have were legally passed down to me at the time that you could do that from my dad. So are you saying I might not be able to?
Have you purchased a firearm in the last 5 years?
Nope. Never.
You will not be able to buy ammo in California.
Wow.
Go to a store, have them run your background, and it'll go failed, denied. Because if it's not in the last 5 years, it will not see you in the system, and then it will not approve you to buy ammunition.
Yeah. By the way, I said earlier, I just want to clarify, it's called King's Gun Center.
King's Gun Center, downtown Hanford off of
I always call it Kingsburg, but it's King's Gun Center, and it's in Hanford.
Yeah, in Kings County, yes.
I believe that if you have a gun, you should go fire it. Be sure you're familiar with it, run some bullets through it. A great place to do that. You could do that right at your gun center, right?
Yeah, we have many, many classes that we offer here from the very, very beginner shooters, and we have advanced classes. But more than that, for example, I had a lady come in the other day, and she had a brand new gun, and she was going to go into the range, and she really looked like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I want to go try this thing out. I want to see what it does. And it's like, have you ever shot before? She goes, no. I said, well, tomorrow morning we have a first shots class. And that's a nationwide beginners class that we teach right here. And she goes, really? And I said, you don't want to go in the range with a gun that you're not familiar with, and you don't know how to use, but let you come to this class, and I guarantee you'll be a better shooter for it. And she actually bought the class right there, and she was back the next morning, all the way from Orange Cove.
Wow!
And she came into the store and did the class and loved it.
Yeah.
Firearms classes give you an opportunity to learn correctly, not from your Uncle Bill. Yeah. Not from somebody that thinks they're some kind of a gun pro, which they're not. Well, we have certified instructors here from the NRA, from the USCCA and Delta Defense, and we have a guaranteed and a tried and true training program that we've trained more than 10,000 people with. That's here great. At the store.
The other thing is, if you have an emergency, and a lot of us just do target shooting and stuff like that, but some people have a gun for protection, and you don't want the first time you use that when somebody's breaking in your house, you're going to try to figure out how to operate this handgun. So that's why it's a good idea to go out and shoot as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Todd, we are out of time, but we want you to come back maybe once a month, and we'll get these updates. It's very important.
Sure, I'd love to. You just let me know. I'd be glad to keep on doing this with you guys.
I want to give out your web address too. It's Todd Cotta, by the way, at kingsguncenter.com. That's the whole website, isn't it?
Yep, kingsguncenter.com. You can see all of our classes and all the things we do right here in downtown Hanford.
Great. We'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thank you.